Na na. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's me, I'm the shark. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new season of the Teacup for One movie marathon. This month's theme is summer. Summer loving, have me a blast. That's not this week. It is coming up, though. So, for the next 5 weeks, we're going to be coming together to talk about movies that are quintessentially summer. What does that mean? I don't know. They just kind of all have a vibe. They've all got summery vibes. Some of them are horror movies. Some of them are like fun musical movies. Some of them are childhood classics. It's a great eclectic mix just to get you in that summery mood. So today we are starting with one of the most classic summer films of all time. The movie that makes you not want to go to a beach ever again. Jaws. Steven Spielberg's classic film. It's about a shark who's just trying to live his good old shark life, and then the humans mess things up for him. So today, we're going to talk about sharks. Really excited. Let's see who we have joining us in the chat today. We got my mom. Oh, wait, no, this is one of my cats talking through my mom. It's Eliza. Yes, Eliza did watch some of this movie last night. She enjoyed the music. And yes, I did get scared several times by the shark, which I wasn't expecting because I have seen this movie before, but the jump scares got me. What can I say? Sabrina didn't watch this because she is a scaredy cat, so I respect that. And then, yeah, and it was the first time my mom rewatched the movie since it was in theaters. So there we go. It is a classic. I think it holds up pretty decently, but I think, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So let's bring in our first guest for this evening. You know her, you love her. It's Jeanette, everybody.
Hello.
Jeanette, what is your favorite fish?
My favorite fish to eat or to look at?
Favorite fish?
Or
both. Why not both?
Okay, sure. I mean, this is not a shocker to, I think, anybody, but Chilean sea bass is my favorite fish to eat cooked.
Nice.
Yellowtail tuna, yellowfin tuna, whatever the nice one that comes with the scallions in the roll. That one's my favorite fish to eat raw. And then my favorite fish to look at, maybe a lionfish. I could be crazy, but maybe it's a lionfish.
I don't know. I don't even know what a lionfish
is. That beige and brown one with all the little tentacly things out around its face and up here and like down here. It looks like it could be related to a puffer fish, but I don't think it is.
Okay,
but, yeah.
I'm picturing like a Little Mermaid puffer fish. I think from the Halle Bailey Little Mermaid.
You'll have to look it up. You've probably seen one, but yeah, a lionfish.
Lionfish. Nice. Good answer. I don't actually eat fish, so I don't know what my favorite one would be. Maybe haddock. That's the only fish I've been able to eat without throwing up, but that was because the
bread. Like cod, kind of, yeah.
Sure. It was white, and it didn't taste like anything but delicious fried batter, and that's the kind of fish I am here for. Yeah. Or yeah.
Your favorite fish is fish and chips.
Exactly. So good. All right, let's bring in our next guest for this evening. It's Vince, everybody.
Yo, guys, how's it going?
Going good. Vince, same question for you. What is your favorite fish?
Favorite fish to look at is like as a domestic fish, like a pet fish. Got to be the Siamese fighting fish. I think it's the betta
fish. Yeah.
I had one when I was a kid, and he lived a long and happy life.
Did he kill any other fish?
No. He was in his own enclosure, and he was a very happy guy.
Nice.
Favorite fish to eat, though, got to be a good pan-fried catfish.
What does catfish taste like?
Well, it absorbs the flavor of whatever you put in it. You know, it's you throw in some
where it grew up, because it's a bottom feeder. So you got to get good catfish, because catfish can taste like dirt.
Ooh,
but if you get good catfish, it's very good. Like I grew up in the land of thin fried cornmeal battered catfish.
Ah, yes. That sounds delicious.
Yes. Now you made me hungry, Ben.
I've always said, like with things like lobster or certain types of fish, at this point in my life, the only way I'd be willing to eat one is if I'm in a place where like that is the thing. Like if I'm in Maine, I'll have a lobster.
A good plan. That's a good way to avoid illness too.
Exactly. Wait, hang on. I love oysters. Are we just talking seafood?
I know you said you open it up to shellfish, and
once you bring in lobster,
we should keep it a fish because Jaws is a fish. Jaws is a fish.
We'll get lost in the soup.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's bring in our final guest for this evening, making a triumphant return. It's Sam. It's Disney Sam.
Hello.
I love the set dressing.
Thank you. I tried my best. Took my shower curtain down. I had to pin it up with some binder clips, but we make do. It looks great.
Brilliant.
Didn't want to do
and
it in my
show us the shirt.
bathroom.
Show us the shirt. You also have a Jaws
Oh,
shirt,
it
right?
says, "What's up, chums?" My husband here.
Nice.
I stole it. Thanks, Eddie. Love you.
Thanks, Eddie. Love you. Yeah. So, Sam, same question. What is your favorite fish?
Well, I would probably say sharks. I would say they are my favorite fish. We got to go shark diving on our honeymoon, in a cage. Yeah, that was like on my bucket list, and it was amazing. Like so incredible. I was very emotional. I was like crying, and we did a couple like reenactments of like Jaws stuff, like when we were on the boat, because you have to, like you absolutely have to.
Were you on a private one?
No, there was like 10
There were
other people.
that, oh my god.
Yeah, there were people watching us do this. Like they
Imagine
gave
there's
us
another person there that this is their way to like overcome their fear.
yeah. It was well, and then when we got back to the dock, they were like, "Hey, like next time you can go not in a cage." And I'm like, "Done. I want to do that," because I didn't know that was an option.
Why is that an option? That's my question.
I don't know, because sharks are nice. They're really gentle. Like,
But the
they
movie.
well, you know what? We're gonna talk about it. Hashtag justice for Bruce. We're gonna talk about it. But favorite fish to eat is probably gonna be salmon, like sushi, like salmon sushi. Or like we have a beer battered walleye at the restaurant I work at, and that's really gas. So
Nice.
I have one of those two items.
Tasty,
Cool.
tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all these are making me curious to maybe one day try one of the it's the catfish. I think the catfish might have won.
Catfish can be good. I would recommend if you don't eat fish, don't eat mackerel or bluefish because they're very fishy fish.
You don't want that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now, has anyone eaten shark?
Yes, delicious.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I think once or twice, like at a wedding. It's like a really fancy thing.
I cooked it once. It was good.
Oh, really?
It was
Oh.
already butchered, so I didn't have to butcher it. But I cooked it. I like barbecue, like I sauced it and then like in a barbecue style and like seared it real quick and then like finished it. It's good. It's not like I didn't mention it, did I? It's like it's not great. It's you know, it's like really dense fish. I would say if
Yeah.
I'm remembering correctly, it's like swordfish ish.
That makes sense. They're both gray.
Yeah.
And they're very firm,
Yeah.
very strong fish. Yeah.
I would say I prefer swordfish, but still, they're not the best. It's
It's okay.
they're really meaty fish. It's like
yeah, I don't know what
like
great white
eating a
tastes
tough
like.
steak.
I mean, yeah, this is like some other type of shark. I don't know. It could have been.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know enough about sharks. Whenever I think
bull
I
shark
think
maybe
like-
because it was from
Yeah.
the Gulf, so it's probably a bull shark.
Okay. Okay. Well, one day maybe we'll be lucky enough to find out what Jaws tastes like. But until then, let's talk about this movie. So that's my segue. Jaws. Now, classic question I always like to open up with was, had anyone seen this movie prior to The Assignment? Did anyone grow up with this movie? All right. All of you, except for me, kind of. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, no, my first time seeing this movie was, I think, last year.
I'm screaming. What?
I
Wow.
know. I don't know why. I guess because I was really scared of scary movies growing up, so I kind of avoided it. Then when I became interested in filmmaking, it was kind of always on my list as an early Spielberg film. And for whatever reason, I watched Duel, which is like Jaws but on the road
Yeah.
with a big truck. And I think I watched that and I was like, okay, well, I've seen this. I don't have to see it in the water now because
Oh
I've
my
seen
goodness.
road. So, I saw Jaws for the first time last year, and we'll get into it. But I'd love to hear everyone's stories about if you recall the first time you saw this movie and what it was like for you. Let's start with Sam because you have the curtain.
Okay. It's one of those like a dad movie. You know what I mean? Like a movie that your dad shows you. Like this was like my first like dad movie that I remember. And like he was like, "You gotta see it," and I'm like, "You've never seen it?" And I'm like, "No, Dad, I have not seen it." I'm like 8 or whatever. And like I remember being so traumatized by like the scene, like with the head, like with Ben Gardner's head comes out of that boat, and like I still will not watch that part of the movie because it's so like grotesque. But like I remember still really liking it, and like. For some reason, that's like our family movie. Like all my cousins and I, like in our group chat, we always send like Jaws memes and stuff. Like that's really, like it's really terrible. Like what a movie to show an 8-year-old child. But like I love this movie. That's my 4th of July movie. I like to watch it on the 4th of July. It's a perfect 4th of July film. debatable that it's a horror film, but I still
That's
like
what I'd say. It's a creature feature, not a horror film, which I classify
Interesting.
two different
but
ways.
it is my favorite movie. It is 100% my favorite, like not Disney movie. So yeah, I love Jaws. It's like my favorite. It is my favorite movie. I have a Jaws bathroom. So
I have one Jaws Funko Pop, but it came in a mystery box. But I wasn't complaining. It was really cool. It's
that is
Brody
cool.
with the bucket full of blood. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, that's so cool.
It is. I don't have. It's in my storage unit. Like, not.
Rip.
I think there's an action pop, isn't there, of the boat scene?
Yes.
Well, there's a
Of
bunch
Quint going down.
Yeah,
into his mouth.
I was gonna say I thought there was an action pop. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but there's one with Bruce with the oxygen tank in his.
Yes.
Oh my God,
I have a
amazing.
little one of that from the horror collection. It's not Funko, it's the other one, I think Kid Robot maybe, or whoever makes them. You know what I'm talking about? The horror
Mhm.
ones?
I think so.
Yes.
I have one with the little air canister in his mouth. I don't know where
Nice.
he's at. He's mixed in amongst many things.
I will say one thing about watching this movie much later in life is that I was so acutely aware of certain moments, either from memes or from pop culture references or even just toys. I was like, okay, the whole movie I saw like the oxygen tanks. I thought, okay, I know the Funko Pop. This is somehow going to end up in the shark's mouth, and then stuff will happen. And
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So Funko ruined the movie for me. Anyway, Vince, what was your first time seeing this movie?
I've definitely seen it on TV at some point as a kid growing up. Like they play it on cable at like a 4:3 aspect ratio. They cut off half the movie. So this is my first time seeing it in the original widescreen from beginning to end.
Nice.
Wow.
I enjoyed it so much more. There's
Yeah.
so much that gets cut out. Like Richard Dreyfuss's reaction to Quint's story about the Indianapolis. In the TV version, it's all just punched in on Robert Shaw's face. So a lot of really good cinematography that I very much enjoyed. Now, I gotta ask, did you plan this, Matt, that the cinematographer, something Butler, is the cinematographer of Grease as well?
Yes. No, I didn't even know that.
He must be really good at shooting beaches.
Yeah, I guess so. He's the
I'd love to
go-to
know
guy.
how many more beach shots he had back then.
Maybe Grease was just shot on the same beach while they had it rented out. Maybe Spielberg was like, we
That'd be
still have the
hilarious.
permits. And then he was like, quickly, get Olivia and John on the plane.
Immediately.
Oh, I would love that mashup. Anyway, delightful. Jeanette, how about you?
This is one of those movies where I don't remember a time in my life where I hadn't seen it. So I mean, I was born in '87, so that makes sense. I think the third one came out in '87, so there were still like new Jaws coming out then, and it was on TV as far as I remember. Just like I would just watch it because it was on TV. I had a TV in my room, so I was like, I could have just watched it on my own. I know I've watched it with my dad. But I just don't remember a time I hadn't seen this. And I've watched it. I guess it had been, let me think, since the last time I'd seen it, like from beginning to end had probably been over a decade, but I'd watched bits and pieces of it on TV over the years still. But like Vince said, like there's stuff cut out, obviously a little bit more of like the gore or grotesque stuff, like little bits here and there, whatever the TV edit is. But it was better to sit down and watch it from beginning to end.
Definitely. I was, what was I going to say? It definitely, even though I, again, didn't see it in full or ever at all until last year, it has vibes to me of like a VHS movie that would be watched at a cottage in the 90s. That's
Yeah.
just, that's the
Or
energy.
sleepover movie,
Or
yeah.
sleepover movie, exactly. Oh, Kristen's here. Kristen,
Hey
how do you
there.
feel about the shark movie? Tell us. Let us know.
Or
So-
the Teeth movie, depending on how you look.
Or the Teeth movie.
It is named after teeth.
You're right. There we go. The follow-up question. Let's just check in before we dive into specifics about the film. How do we feel it holds up now? For those of you who, again, had the history with it, which is everyone except for me. And for me, as a fresh-faced viewer, it was really fascinating watching this movie for the first time post-2020. Where it almost felt like if this was made now, certain things, like certain elements where they're like, we can't close down the town because the economy. Then they're like, but there's this thing that's going to kill everybody. It's like, it doesn't matter. The economy, it'll probably be fine. I was like, having seen this coming right out of the pandemic, I just thought this is interesting just to see how weirdly relevant certain conversations are, which I thought, yeah, like that's kind of one of the things that really still stands out to me is interesting. I love the characters. I love the actors. Yeah, there are moments that make me think. I feel like this didn't age well, and it's only specifically when they play the really chipper music when the yellow barrels are going away. The chipper music, I don't know why. In the rewatch yesterday, I thought this feels very out of theme with the rest of this film. It feels like I'm watching one of those 1960s Disney movies with Haley Mills, like Parent Trap or something. But outside of that, yeah, I think it holds up really well. I thought the tension was incredible. And yeah, the jump scares got me a lot more than I thought they would, especially considering how not real that shark looks. It still scared me. So there we are. But yeah, how does everyone else feel it holds up?
I'll go. So when I was watching it, I thought that the pacing is kind of retro, just the pacing of the movie. It gets a little slow, as things from that time period I feel tend to do sometimes. But all that said, I think the acting holds up. I don't think anybody's acting in any sort of like weird other timely way like you get in some, probably before this time, but you know what I mean. Like people are, when we were watching the Audrey Hepburn movies, we got a lot of like acting, and you can tell what time period it's from just by the way they're acting. So when we were watching it, Aaron said the same thing about the music. He's like, it's interesting that this whimsical music is playing over these scenes. I'm like, yeah. I did notice that, but it is John Williams. Yeah, it's all John. Williams. Yeah,
100%.
So it's like I'm like, at least it's that, because I feel like if it wasn't, then that might have killed the movie. Like, I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird too. Other than that, and the wardrobe, obviously. But what are you going to do about that? They were just hip to the times. I think it holds up pretty well. I don't think the story really ages. Sharks aren't. Knock on wood, sharks are still with us. I think that story is kind of timeless. People still go to the beach, so yeah.
I think cinematically,
yes.
This film has aged extremely well, and it's still like the benchmark, right? You still have that saying, all you need to learn about film, you just go and watch Jaws, right? Yeah, it's all in here.
That, but I don't disagree with it. I've never heard that.
Someone famous said that.
Don't they say that in Mallrats?
Do they say that in Mallrats?
I think you're 100% right, Jeanette.
I think they do. They talk about Jaws a lot in Mallrats. They reference it, and I think they say that in Mallrats.
That's where I heard that.
I am almost positive that's from Mallrats.
Because I have heard that, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have heard it anywhere, but I feel like that's where I heard it.
I think that the film has aged well. The shark, look, when they don't show it, it's great. And that's the strength of this movie, how often they don't show it. And I guess that's because it was broken, right? I think there was a play written about that.
Yeah, it's called The Shark is Broken.
Shark is not working.
I've seen it. That was written by Robert Shaw's son, too.
Yeah.
Now, I think the Discovery Channel has harmed this film in many ways, because now we know what sharks are supposed to look like, how they actually move.
How they act.
In 1975, no one had any idea, and this was such a sellable shark to them. People looked at it and they're like, okay, that's how a shark acts.
I wonder if they actually
flopping around on the deck.
I feel like when you fully see Bruce poking his little shark head out of the water, it looks so puppet-like. And
it's very adorable.
Did they know it? Did they have the same perception in the 70s to look and think I'm scared, but also that's a puppet?
I think a fisherman would have been like, oh, this is terrible. I don't believe this for a second. But city folk, they would have bought it for sure. I would say 70 to 80% of city folk bought it.
I also think they threw enough blood and splashing water around to blur, it's like a blurring powder. Just kind of covers up imperfections. And they got the doll's eyes, right?
That's true. Oh, I also love how they make a point of talking about those beady little black eyes, and then the next time you see him, you just see the beady little black eyes. But I'm like, it was scarier when you were telling me about them than this. No, I I have a soft spot for Bruce the Shark. He's adorable. Anyway, Sam, how do you think the movie holds up?
I think it holds up. I feel like so I agree with you. I've always thought that about the barrel music. I'm like, it's so like it sounds like triumphant, so I'm like, maybe they're trying to give you like that sense of like hope, like, oh, see, look, we got the barrels, you know what I mean? Like we're getting close. But no, I do think it holds up. I'm always amazed at how many people like haven't seen this movie, like especially like older people. So like last year we went to the Jaws Symphony. So they show the movie live on the screen and there's an orchestra that plays the music.
Mhm.
And like we were there because we wanted to see the movie. There were a lot of people who were like, we have orchestra tickets. We have never seen Jaws. And I'm like, boy, are y'all in for a treat. Like, I thought that was so wild that there are people who are like boomer age who like hadn't seen this movie. And I think it does hold up. And I think some of its weaknesses are its strengths. Like, for example, what Vince was saying, like the shark didn't work. So like, what did they do? Steven Spielberg goes, oh yeah, we went Hitchcock with it. Yeah, no, you didn't. The shark didn't work. Like, that's a great thing to say, but the shark just didn't work. So you had to go Hitchcock with it.
AKA you see the shark less.
Correct. That's it. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, I think, but that's what I think. I think some of its weaknesses are its strengths. And like, there was a scene that was cut where they were going to show the shark like actually eating Alex Kintner. And they cut that because imagining it would be scarier than like actually seeing it. So yeah, I think a lot of its weaknesses are its strengths. You know what I mean? And I agree 100% with what Vince said too. I think it's a perfect example of like excellent filmmaking. Like everything about it just works so well. And it's still like, it's like a classic movie. Like there's like, even though Boo Boo Universal Tomatoes for taking out the ride, there's a reason they're still marketing it so heavily in their parks, like using it in their, like the new, whatever the parade is called now. Like it's a classic movie. It's a classic for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so sad I didn't get to experience the Jaws ride. Well, not really, because at that age, it would have traumatized me.
It was very scary.
I'm pretty sad I never got to do it either.
Wait,
like,
Vince, did you go on it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The
You were the only one who went on it. Oh my god!
Was it everything you wanted it to be?
Yes, and it was very scary. Like it was
nice.
It was very scary. Yeah, because it like it looks like a puppet, but you're a child. You know what I mean? So you don't know any better. But like you thought you were gonna die. It came right up to the boat, like right up to the boat. Like, and then there was a part where you would go into the dock and or like in like a pier or whatever, and it'd be like, oh, like we're safe. And then it would start shaking. And then like it would bust through the wall and come up to the boat and it was dark. Oh my gosh. You guys never went on. I'm gagged.
I never got to. I've watched so many POV videos though about it because like I think I started going there like, well, no, because Harry Potter had already come in, so that it had to be like, yeah, it had to be after, but like it was.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So there's everything.
Has anybody here seen Jaws 2?
A long time ago. I don't remember anything about it. Other than he gets burned in that one instead of blowing up. Yeah.
Yes. So they use the ending of Jaws. What was that?
Is it the same shark, the same character, the same Jaws?
I don't know.
No, it's just another
no,
man-eater, I think.
I watched the trailer,
He's
and
not
in the
Chucky.
trailer,
He's not Chucky.
the guy in the trailer, he's like, they never could have guessed that there would be another.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I
In the
think
whole
he's
ocean.
they marketed him as like a different shark, possibly back for revenge.
Well, so the ending of Jaws 2 is what they use on the ride. Like there's a whole like power plant situation. Like Michael goes boating and he gets stuck with his friends and then the shark is like trapped and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so they use like the power station and the shark bites onto the thing and then it explodes or not explodes, like burns up. So they use that ending on the ride. And like the burnt up shark was so gross looking. Like it was like if Freddy Krueger was a shark. Like just
in all the videos, it's my favorite part is when the burnt one comes out of the water.
Yes.
It's gnarly.
It was scary. Oh my
I
gosh.
need to watch a ride through. Need to watch a ride through.
They have it in Japan still. So I'm trying. We're going to Japan next year. I'm trying to get Eddie to take me to Universal so we can go on the ride.
Lucky.
Yes.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah. If I ever get to Japan, maybe just for the Jaws ride, I'll go to Japan Universal.
I would say that'd be worth the trip. 100%.
Yeah.
Like you have no
Just
other
put in
reason to
Epic
go to
Universe.
Japan, Matt.
What's that?
I said like you have no other reason to go to
Yeah.
Japan.
Nothing else to do
No,
there.
no. Like if I went for the Disney parks, then
Yeah.
like a day I'd have my Jaws day. I'd have my Jaws.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we kind of touched on it. The strength of the filmmaking. I thought it's really interesting. I didn't realize Spielberg said like we went Hitchcock with it, because there was one moment where I distinctly thought this feels very Alfred Hitchcock, and it was right towards the beginning when Brody is like sitting on the beach and like watching people, and like people keep wiping across the camera, and then like it comes
Mhm.
closer to him, and like
Yeah.
you see activity in the water that might be shark, but then it's not quite shark. I was like, he's building tension here so well. This feels
Right.
so Hitchcockian. So I feel like merit there, not so much for like coming up with excuses as to why the shark didn't work. But I'd be curious, what is everyone's favorite part of the film from a filmmaking perspective? Like, is there a specific scene, a specific shot, anything?
Can
Yeah.
I go first?
Yeah. Go.
So mine is when he noted when Chief Brody notices the shark is attacking Alex Kintner, and like, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what the term is, but like it looks like he's zooming in and zooming out at the same time.
It's the
yeah.
vertigo effect.
What is yes, that shot. Like I love that shot so much because it's just so like harrowing. It's like
Oh, yeah.
he's realizing what's happening and like nobody else is seeing it. I don't know. That is like my favorite shot of the movie.
That shot's gorgeous.
It's a good one.
It is.
It is. Also when he's throwing the chum down some of this, you know, and then
Yep. Were you waiting for the right moment to
kind of. I thought you'd be able to see it and you couldn't, but I was just like,
Oh, I love that. That's so good. Vince, Jeanette, favorite filmmaking moment?
Well, you know, when Robert Shaw does his Indianapolis speech, that's cinematic history right there. That's one of the best monologues of all time. You know, whenever it's on TV, I turn the volume up, right? And I sit down, you know, it really is, you know, absolutely beautiful. And I understand he was genuinely intoxicated for a lot of the filming. So he's not even acting there.
Apparently they had to
something
reshoot
else.
that scene the next day because it was unusable because of how intoxicated he was.
Oh my god.
yeah.
He was channeling his inner Orson Welles.
That scene reminded me of gosh, what's his freaking name? The one that organizes everything for the pirates and the Pirates of the Caribbean, and he always tells the tall tales to the crew, like the guy who's with the pigs in the first one, and they throw the water on him. I can't remember his
I want to
freaking
say
name right now.
Starkey, but that's the name of the guy from
No,
Peter Pan.
but you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, that when he was doing the Indianapolis speech, that reminded me of him, and I felt like I was in a pirate movie for a second. It was a lot of fun.
It is kind of
700 men go in the water.
Well, Dana Carvey famously recreates this speech in Master of Disguise.
Oh my!
I've
you
never
are
seen that
right.
movie.
Turtle movie?
One of
Yeah.
the worst films of all time. went to VHS in a week and a half or
That was
something.
one of the first dates I ever went on. Was that movie?
Wow.
Like
No.
not first dates, but like.
Was it with
young-
Aaron?
No, not first dates with him. Like young.
Like
first
ever in
dates.
your life.
Yeah, it would have been really funny if like you went to a rep cinema to watch Master of
Oh
Disguise
my
with Aaron.
god!
Like,
Now I want to though. That's hilarious. You're right though. I forgot. Oh my god! I don't think I even put that together when I was that young and realized that.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Jeanette, what's your favorite filmy part?
I mean, other than young Richard Dreyfuss,
Sure.
I personally, just because I'm a horror fan, and it was the most horror part is when Quint's being eaten. I mean, that's it.
That was so much more gruesome than I expected.
That's what I'm here for. Is that
when the
so,
blood
yeah.
came out of his mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, that's cool. I forgot that this was. I think maybe because of what Vince pointed out. I think I usually watch it on TV,
Right. And they
so I
cut
think
out-
maybe I hadn't seen that scene in a long time.
They certainly cut out the part where the blood's coming out of his mouth. That doesn't make it to
Yeah.
AMC viewings.
Yeah, so I really think maybe I hadn't seen that in a while. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that scene hits so much harder because of how like off screen most of the deaths are. Like maybe you
Yeah.
see the water, but like I feel like, at least for me as someone who doesn't love seeing blood in films, like I could handle it when it was in the water, and the movie almost lured me into a false sense of security where I was like, oh, the only scares are going to be the shark popping up, and like that'll be a little bit like woo, or like a dismembered head, like no blood, I'm fine. But then that happened. I thought, okay, nope, I don't like
How'd you
this.
feel? How'd you feel seeing that guy's leg hit the bottom of the ocean?
I hated that as well. It was weirdly enough, as squirmish as I am, when limbs are completely like lopped off, it's a bit easier for me to take.
It's
like,
very Halloween-y.
Yeah. As opposed to
Here's
like,
a part and here's a part.
happening. Like if I have to see it still kind of attached to the person, no, don't want.
So like, what about the head? Like, how did you feel about the head? Like
The
Ben
head-
Garner's head.
The head that was like fun scary. That was fun scary
Oh
because like,
no.
no blood. It was just like woo, ghost movie. Yeah, scary.
There is
Oh,
something
no.
really creepy about bloated underwater bodies.
He looked like a Muppet. It was kind of the perfect lead-in from Jim Henson.
That
Oh
is
my
the
God,
most morbid
Vince.
of it ever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was made by the Creature Shop. We don't know.
I'm like, I can't watch that scene, and like in my big age, I still can't watch it. And like, okay, so when we saw the symphony, like they had an intermission, and like again, I was talking to people, they're like, "Oh, I've never seen this movie before," and like we're getting close to that part, and I like nudged Eddie. I'm like, "Oh my God, there are people in this room that don't know what's about to happen." And he's like,
I hope they have a
And he's-
medic on standby.
the collective gasp was so funny. Like, like 1,000 white women shrieking. It was amazing. It was so funny.
You know when he's swimming along leading up to that point and he's like looking at the side of a boat and there's like holes in the wood and everything.
Mhm.
So that scene when he was doing that made me think of the opening like really darkly lit sequence of The Little Mermaid. Imagine if you had a cut of The Little Mermaid and you cut in that scene real quick when she's like passing one of the holes in the boat and it was like a jump scare and you put
Stop,
I
Jeanette. You
wanna
a
do that.
genius. Why would you say something provocative and yet?
Well, I'm not,
Right.
imagine how many dead bodies Ariel would have seen.
In that shit. Do you know when I was a kid, I thought that, and I forget who I said it to, and it was like one of those first moments in my life where somebody looked at me and I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud." Like
That's an inside thought.
I shouldn't have told you that, but now we're here. I have thought that though. I was like,
Those are
"What's
thoughts
the
between
difference?"
you and a licensed professional.
Like, where are and plus, I mean, Disney has skeletons in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It's like, where's this?
Yeah,
anyway,
like once the skin is off it, then it becomes a skeleton. Then it's not scary.
but at
skeleton.
this point, we saw him in this movie. He
Becomes
looks like one of
educational.
the stress toys. He's like,
Oh
I
god.
feel like I should get over my fear and like pause it and really like look at the body and look at this face and be like, oh, this is what's happening. Like, here's the stage of decomposition this body is in.
I think
And,
it's
like,
okay to be disgusted by dead bodies.
I-
It's probably
No, it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be like a fun, like a continuing education class for funeral directors. Like, oh, here, remember this scene from this movie? Like, here's what stage of decomposition they were in. Like, I don't know.
Well, actually, I'd be curious to know how accurate it would be. Like if they actually did any research as to what the conditions and what the like water would do to the body, and presumably there's pressure things as well. And
Yeah, that would be a big thing.
And it's salt water.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
salt
something to
water.
do with
It's
it.
cold. And it was
they
what,
went
like
through
less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it looks
That's
like they
probably
went through
accurate.
some stakes to make him look a little bit puffy. So I thought,
Yeah.
for the time.
It's fairly accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry to make it be weird, guys. I
Oh
apologize.
no, it's great.
Hey,
I would
cool,
actually
cool,
I would
right.
watch that TikTok series if you analyzed dead bodies in movies and you were like, how accurate, how not accurate.
Don't be giving away her idea.
Yeah.
Shut
Yeah.
up, man.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Ah, do it. I'll watch. Subscribe now. Yes. Done.
Done.
Done. So, I mean, this is it's a good segue into one of the things I wanted to discuss, which was the conversation as to whether or not we feel it classifies as a horror movie, which we did. Like, I feel some folks touched on in the opening statement. I do think it's an interpretation that's widely accepted. I go back to a book that I read in film school that they assigned to us called Save the Cat. It's a really good screenwriting book if anyone is familiar. If not, I highly recommend it. It's not just because it's called Save the Cat, but one of the key points in this book is that he breaks down, I think between 7 and 10 like basic plots and like genres, as it were. And one of them was called Monster in the House, and Jaws was the movie he kept coming back to explain like, this is a horror movie, it's a monster movie, and instead of people in a house that are being terrorized by like a ghost or a monster in the house, the isolated community is the house, the shark is the monster, and like they're being terrorized by it essentially.
Yeah.
And I kind of took that with a grain of salt and thought, okay, maybe. But really rewatching it last night, I definitely started to feel like, yes, to my mind, to what I consider a horror film, I feel like this is absolutely it. Just with the way that the tension is built, the jump scares especially, and even just creating this environment of uncertainty and vastness. I think also that triggers me because I'm really scared of the ocean. And like specifically what's underneath the ocean. So the part when they were going down, like before the head showed up, I thought, I'm really scared right now, but I'm loving it. Like, this is fun horror. This is like me watching a really fun, scary haunted house movie. Like, who knows what's going to pop up? And like, yeah, it's dark, it's creepy. Plus, there's a monster, and it's kind of making people face their inner demons, which I guess is also a horror movie thing, kind of. But how does everyone else feel? Yes, horror movie. No horror movie. Why?
It's definitely a thriller. You know, it's a suspenseful thriller with aspects of horror, but I wouldn't say it's like a horror movie. You know, it's more of an adventure movie and it's very funny at times too. You know, not the horror movies can't be funny. And I don't know if Jaws is even the real villain here. Isn't the real villain the threat of economic hardship upon the town? You know, isn't that? Yeah, killing the shark is a means to that end of saving the town from economic crumble and also saving a few lives along the way.
Can't make an omelet break a few eggs.
Right.
Yeah. I also think that the whole effort to kill the shark was a bit of a Mickey Mouse operation, and we can get into that later, but they could have done better.
Could they have?
I think so.
Sorry, Vince.
No, now is not the time. I'm taken away from the question, I think. But we'll
I agree. I agree that it's not a horror. Like, it's always so strange when I see it in like I'm in a lot of horror spaces and I see it like reference, and I'm like, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but then like, is Godzilla a horror movie? Like, is King Kong a horror movie? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think those are more like kind of in the similar vein of like Jaws. And then it gets to more like, okay, well, it's like a natural disaster type thing. So is Twister a horror movie? Do you know what I mean? So I do agree with Vince. It's more like an adventure movie. It's a creature feature. It's like psychological. It's definitely a thriller, but I don't know that I would count it as horror. And like, it's always brought up during like Halloween Horror Nights. Like, I wonder if they'll do a Jaws haunted house. And I'm like, what would that even look like? Like that, like, what would that look like?
Yeah, because, like, you can't get in the water. Other than getting in the water, how is that scary? Yeah.
And like, I'll even go back, I think a couple of years ago, they had one. It was like something like from the deep. It was like a water ocean themed, and it wasn't very, what was that?
I went to one. I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of, but they had like fish-headed people.
Yes.
And to me, it was ridiculous. I can't
remember
what the
Nights,
name of
right?
it was. Captain something, Wharf something. It was
a
like
Horror Nights.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't good. Like, it was not good. The scares were not good. They all looked like the one Scooby-Doo villain, like with the thing on his head. And I'm like, I'm not afraid of you. You know, this is dumb. Like,
there
whatever.
were like some scary, like, Captain Gordon's fisherman's type of looking guys.
Trust the Gordon fisherman. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I had two friends who really liked that house, and I was like, this is not thrilling at all to me. I don't know. I don't know if I find this one that exciting.
Yes.
I'm with you on, like I said, like with the creature feature thing. I think that's its own genre, but I think specifically to Jaws and to any movie where you kind of question whether it's horror or not.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, horror has a lot also to do with the creative team, not just the finished product. Right. So if your director isn't someone who then goes on, they don't have to always make horror, but like if they don't go on to then in their career make 2-3 more horror films, They
Mhm.
don't, like Steven Spielberg, don't really ever make another horror film. They make Jurassic Park, another creature feature. Not,
Right.
again, like if you want to call it a natural disaster, sure. But I think when people see gore, they just say horror. But I'm like, well, have you watched like any war movie? Is that a horror movie? Like,
I think
don't-
some war movies are horror movies. That's an
And I-
1917's a horror movie at times.
I think some, well, like Inglorious Bastards. Do you want to like, do you want to, where you want to put, do you want to start saying that? Like, it's
Mhm.
odd. So that's where I think like you can't just count gore. In my opinion, the one last nail in the coffin for this that we haven't mentioned is Steven Spielberg never did a horror movie after this,
Well-
and nor do I think he will. So
What about the BFG?
Stop.
There were monsters.
oh,
That
are
was
you
a
BFG
creature.
fan?
That was a creature feature.
Oh my
There you
gosh.
go.
Sorry.
Speaking of Captain Gordon, Ben's here. Ben says people were terrified to get in the water after Jaws. It had more of a real life impact than most horror movies. He agrees with Vince
Ah.
that Jaws isn't a villain, the ocean is his home. So I am curious to kind of dig into this, especially since we have at least 2 horror experts here. Like, what do you classify as being within the horror genre? Since it's something that I kind of stay away from since I'm a scaredy mat, as it were. Yeah, like
It's
what?
That you mean like what creature features are horror films?
Or I guess just horror in general. Like,
Oh.
what would you say is a horror? What makes something a horror movie versus like a science fiction movie, for example? Because there is a lot of crossover, I think, between those
There's
genres.
a way more crossover
Thrillers.
there. Yeah.
Or I guess even thriller and horror, where I think the line might be
Mhm.
even thinner. Like, where does it jump from one to another?
It's an interesting discussion because I feel like recently, especially, like the horror genre has changed and like expanded so much.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen any of like the X trilogy, like X, Pearl, Maxine, but like I feel like X is a horror movie, Pearl is an origin story, and like Maxine is like this whole other thing. But like they would all be classified under the horror genre. It's kind of like what that one guy said about pornography. Like, I can't describe it, but I know it when I see it. Do you know what I mean? Like I think Pearl would be a great movie for you, and people classify it as horror, but like it's not horror, it's more slasher. But even
I guess, but I would always
Right?
put slasher and thriller under horror most of the time. There's a few
Correct.
thrillers that might be outliers, but overarchingly, I mean, like, I think there are little like tendrils, like creature features that
Mhm.
they're little outliers. And there's thriller's an
Mm-hmm.
outlier category, whereas I feel like slasher is more solidly under horror.
right.
And I feel like in horror, I think you either have to be able to tell that the point is to shock you, scare you, or gross you out. Like
Yes.
that has to be the point. Not the point. Like there's a great story and wonderful, we can have a great, but like you have to be able to tell that they're actively trying to do that
Right.
to some degree. And they might have been trying to jump scare you in Jaws, but
Mhm.
that wasn't the sole purpose of the movie. There was a
It was a
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like, there's always talk about like the Academy like doesn't honor and respect like horror movies, and it's true. And like then they'll always share like posts about like Silence of the Lambs. I wouldn't even say Silence of the Lambs is a horror movie. That's another one that I think is like a psychological thriller. That's more like a cat
Yes,
and mouse.
that might be
That's
the
a
best
cop movie.
definition of thriller
Mhm.
versus horror, even though you have a cannibal
Mhm.
in your film. Like that
Correct.
is that's a great example of like the point of this film isn't to gross you out or scare you. It's to
Correct.
tell you this story. You will be grossed out in the process.
Agreed. I agree.
I like that. Fascinating. Yeah. I almost want to do horror.
Good job, Jeanette. A+. Good gold star for us.
Gold star. Gold star.
Diagonal high
Yeah.
five.
Like, genres and classifications just interest me overall. Like, especially
Mhm.
when Netflix came out with the first Haunting of whatever. What was it?
Haunting
Hill
of Hill
House?
House.
Yes.
Yes.
People, I felt like a lot of people, the discourse was it's such good horror, but I was watching it thinking like, I'm not super scared, but I'm really invested in this family and the ghosts are just kind of there. And then that was
Mhm.
one of those things in my dialogue with myself where I was like, is this horror or is this just like family drama masquerading as horror? Is that what horror is? Who knows?
I thought it was horror. Jeanette, what are you like? I liked it. I thought it was horror. I thought it definitely worked as a haunted house. Not that that means anything, but like the Universal Haunted House for Horror House, like was genuinely horrifying. Like there was a room, it was pitch black, and it was just like voices. And I hated every second of that.
That does sound pretty bad.
Oh, it was rough. But it was I really liked that. And I thought it was also good storytelling. And I think sometimes people think that like horror is like, there's no story. It's just blood and guts and sex and violence. And it's like, no, that's not true at all. Like, I think Halloween is a fantastic, like classic horror film. Like it's pretty limited on like the gore, but it's also a psychological thriller. I don't know. There's so many.
Also, you can have stories about blood and guts and sex and violence. Like
Correct.
Stories can be about these things. And
Correct.
I think that's why
Absolutely.
I think like Jaws gets questioned some, because like there's a sizable, especially towards the end of the film, there's a sizable amount of blood and guts for the time period.
100%.
And it's it's easy to just go like, well, that was either unnecessary or now this is a horror film. It's like one or the other. Like if somebody wants to put it in another category, they go, well, that's unnecessary, as is evidenced by the editing of the film for television. Somebody thinks it's unnecessary.
And there's like, and I don't know if any of you have read the book or like know anything about the Jaws book, but like there's a large amount of sex in the book. I mean, in the book originally,
The guys on the boat.
No.
Yeah.
Back fisherman.
No, originally like Hooper knew Ellen Brody, like they like knew each other from growing up, and so they had an affair. Like that's like a huge plot point in the book.
Oh, so Richard Dreyfuss was supposed to be hoochie coochie looking to her.
Correct. Yeah. And they cut it out of the movie because they thought it distracted from like the main plot line. But there's
I'd say
a lot
so.
of that in the story. So I mean, highly recommend it. It's an excellent book. It's very long, but highly recommend it if you guys haven't read it. It's really good.
Yeah, I do want to read it.
Because one of my qualms was I found his family kind of boring, like the wife and the kids.
Yo, they could have cut the kids entirely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
raises
that would
the
have helped
stakes.
the runtime.
But I feel like it raises the stakes for him. You know, he's got a wife and kids to get home to. You know
I think that makes him kind of look bad, though. He doesn't care so much. He doesn't fully invest himself in this threat against the town until his family is directly affected. And
I disagree with that.
That makes him a lesser cop.
No, that's the mayor that does it.
Yeah,
Brody's working. The mayor's the one that all of a sudden is like, my kids were out there too.
My kids were there too.
Yeah, I don't think you need the kids, especially if you're going to cut the affair. You know, might as well get rid of the kids too.
Yeah,
I do feel like the movie could be trimmed down to like 90 minutes or so. Maybe.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by the
45?
pacing is retro. Like there are some dragging moments, and I don't know what it is about movies from the 70s. They do that. I don't know what happens there.
People had different expectations. They were more patient back then.
I guess so.
Kristen has weighed in as our third like horror expert here. Horror has story, very nebulous. I don't even know how to use the word.
What a word! Wow, good for her.
That's a great one.
Is one of my favorite movies. I can't say it because it scares me. I was going to bring up The Company of Wolves as well. I don't know what that is. Is it about werewolves?
I don't either.
I've not seen that one.
Right.
Is that HBO show?
No, that's True Blood.
No, the wolves. There was something about wolves.
Twilight.
That's
no Twilight. No.
Wolves.
No.
Horror favorite horror movies aren't super scary. Consider me a bad horror fan for that reason.
I want to know what her movies are. I bet they're ones that I like. I want to know what they are.
I was going to say, and also that's the other thing about horror is I feel almost more so than some genres is subjective, right? Is like, does it scare you? Then maybe it is. I don't know. Like, but I do feel like there has to be that intent originally by the creators of it. But
sorry.
You know, no, I'm just saying. I'm like, but it's an open-ended thing.
I'm in so many horror groups, and like some of these people are like, they're freaks. I'm so sorry. Like, oh, that movie didn't scare me. Like, I watched a Serbian film and that didn't scare me. Okay, you're strange. Like, that's very weird. It's not a flex. It's very weird. And then they'll see like because what does that mean? Like, scary is subjective.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, like, what's something that scares you, Matt?
The Dark.
Okay. But like, well, I'm like, why? Like, do you know what I mean? Because some people they'd be like, you're a baby, and it's like, but that's scary to another person. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I hate when people say that. It's like some people just want to be punched in the face and get their arm caught in a bear trap while they're watching a movie to like evoke an emotion. And I don't think fear is the only emotion you can feel while watching a movie. So look at like perfect example. So like I saw Longlegs, didn't love it. Didn't love it. But like the first half, it was dreadful. Like it was, oh my God, like it was so uncomfortable. It made you feel like sick, like the way they shot it. And to me, that is scary, like feeling sick. And like, that's why Hereditary works. That's why Midsummer works.
That's why Human Centipede works.
Yes.
And see, I loved Human Centipede. That's why I like Human Centipede, though.
I've never seen
watch
Human
a lot of
Centipede.
films
You are very
and
brave.
not feel uncomfortable. But Human Centipede 2 made me
That's
feel
the one where there are
You watched both? Jeanette, you're braver than a Marine.
I watched 3. The second one.
You know what? I think I've seen the third one too, but that's the only one I've seen.
Hilarious.
The third one's really funny.
You've watched them all?
Yes.
Just the
Girl,
third.
I love them. The director of those things, I used to tweet with him on Twitter. That was fun. But yeah, no. The second one was the film in my life that has made me feel the most uncomfortable. It's not my favorite horror film, but it is the scariest, nastiest thing to me. And I've watched like a lot of, like I like the super gory stuff, whatever. But I will watch something like Hereditary and go, it might be a decade again before I can sit down and do that, only because I have children. Now, had I watched that when I was 19, probably would have watched it 8 times, you know?
Like, and I think the Paranormal Activity, at least the first 3, I think those are scary because to me, I'm like, I believe like that there's like demons and stuff and like you can't see them. And I think it's scarier to me that you can't see that. Do you know what I mean? Like with the killer, it's like, oh, like I can shoot him or I can cause a trap or like a shark, like I can catch the shark, but like a demon or a ghost, I can't see you. Like, what do you mean you're pulling me out of my bed and I don't know that you're there? What? Like, that's horrifying to me.
But
like
that might be the reason that this gets classified, Jaws gets classified as a horror movie so much because so many people are scared of getting in the deep ocean. Like that's a pretty natural human fear. So like just to take that and run with it, maybe that's where the sticking point is for this, you know?
Right. But you know what? I'm scared of getting trapped in a canyon with my arm against a wall, but 127 hours is
not a horror movie.
Correct.
Good point.
Good.
Yeah. That being said, Twister, maybe that is more of a horror movie. Because it does
natural disaster.
Disaster's its own genre. It has
absolutely.
Yeah, maybe Alex could be a demon. We can't see him.
Possible.
Are you being deliberate with that spelling of demon?
He is. Everything Alex says.
Oh God.
Sometimes it takes work to decode it. It's always deliberate.
Okay, Damon.
It made me think of Poe Dameron, even though he didn't spell that right either. It's amazing that Jaws got a PG rating, even if it predated PG-13. It pushes the rating to the limit. It has the same MPAA rating as Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
PG-13. It's PG-13 retroactively, but it was PG until they invented it and put it out on home video.
Wow.
Yeah, what was the movie that they invented it for? I thought it was Jaws, but it wasn't Jaws.
Wasn't it Temple of Doom?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Spielberg project of some variety.
I knew Spielberg was somehow connected in that creation. Going back, Kristen says, if it's genre, vampire, werewolf, ghost, slasher, monster, it's horror, which is where The Shape of Water gets miscategorized. Oh, but that's The Little Mermaid. Shape of Water, that's Grinding Nemo. It's a beautiful.
See, now that's what I think. M. Night Shyamalan has movies that are horror movies, and he has movies that are not horror movies. Like, one of the ones that confounds me is The Happening, because, like, to me, I love that movie. I've literally never met another human being other than my husband that loves that movie. Like, we love that movie.
I love The Village, so I
love The Village, but his films
I like Old.
Sometimes I see, and I haven't seen his last 2. I have to see his
Old was pretty good.
I don't mean last 2, but like the new one and then that one. I haven't seen.
Sure.
But I would say like The Happening is very confounding to me because like, there's active scenes of like self stuff and there's scenes of like mass stuff, and it's
Mhm.
like and it's very scary. It's like one of the scary things to me is like all of a sudden the world will just end and we won't know why, and it'll be very violent.
See,
Like,
that's why Day After Tomorrow is scary to me. I can't watch. I don't think I can watch that movie again. Like, because that was like,
really?
yeah, like just like the thought of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, and that's what I'm getting. Like, it's
Well, I
scary.
forgot. Alex
for,
loves The
yeah.
Happening as well. So you have found your people. I think it's one.
You
of the
you like that movie?
Alex loves The Happening.
Nice. I've literally, I mean, I know one other person, and he's in the other room. Like, nobody else ever loves that movie.
Oh yeah, Lady in the Water. That was.
I
fun.
liked that movie too.
Yeah.
My friends told me I should rewatch it. They're like, maybe you won't like it another time. And I'm like, I used to really like it. Jerks.
Those
It's not-
mainstreamers that only like Signs and Sixth Sense. Lame.
Ugh, Signs.
Signs.
Ah, whoops! Get out of here.
Yeah, boo to you guys. Signs is. Do you remember that part?
That's
when
another.
the
That's a
alien?
creature feature.
Yeah, it's
That's
terrifying.
a creature.
I remember there's a baseball bat and there's water and then they melt or something.
Swing
When,
away.
when he runs and they go, it's behind. It's behind.
Lisa and I
That's
watched
screaming.
Signs last year. It's not that great. The guy,
Joaquin Phoenix.
it's
is brilliant.
scary when you're a kid. That's it.
I'd be curious.
Everybody in that went
Fact.
on to be highly successful. So
Yeah.
I think that proves a lot.
What
don't know what I'm
about
talking about, but
Mel
they did.
Gibson? Didn't he get into trouble after that movie?
Yeah, 3-1.
Mhm.
Okay, 3-1.
It's a trade-off.
It's a ratio.
Signs is scary to me. I still can't watch it at night.
Dude.
Oh, can we?
Oh, God.
I'd be so happy.
I mean, I wanted to do Hitchcock, but Shyamalan could be fun for Halloween.
That's
That's
yeah.
Hitchcock getting shafted for Shamble. That's rough.
Getting Shama shafted.
Oh, the harshness. But whatever. There we go. What? No, Alex, you love The Happening. What are you saying?
He's just saying it's not scary.
As opposed to that. That's true because it's too good.
But
guess.
I think it's one of those subjective ones. Is what I'm getting. It's like really toes the line of everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jaws, sharks. Yeah. I had a thing that related to this I wanted to come back to. I don't remember what it is now.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Who here became scared of the water after this? I did not live near a large. I lived near the Gulf, but we didn't go there. So like I didn't have to deal with this until I was like 7. I didn't see an ocean until I was like 17. So like,
Probably a little bit for me. But like I feel like as a kid, but I feel like as I've gotten older, like I've just been more curious. And like there's always a documentary about this movie. It's always on A&E. And like the more I learned about this movie, the more I was like, sharks are cool and I want to learn more about them. So like now I'm not afraid of the ocean. Like, well, I'm not afraid of sharks, but like the ocean itself is vast and terrifying. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But it did affect me for a little bit, you know. Not as much as that really affected me with like showers and stuff, but that's enough.
I could see that. The toilet and Look Who's Talking scared me away from using the toilet when I was a kid.
I think it could be as well.
Was such a weird thing to do in a
It
movie.
scared me
Why did
so
they do
bad.
that?
I forgot about that toilet.
I literally had accidents for like a week after we watched that as
Oh,
a
that's-
family, and my mom had to like bring me to the doctor.
What, what happened? What's this scene?
The toilet and
Oh,
Look Who's Talking when he's like,
stop.
"Ah,
And it has scary eyes and a mouth.
What?
yes.
Wait, okay, Vince, you know how like toilets at old people's houses have those weird pieces of carpet on it?
Oh, I know. I
So
know.
blue.
Like a
It was
mustache.
blue, and it was like, pee in my mouth, boy, or like whatever
Yes,
it did.
it's
And it was
that.
like so scary. Like, why?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! So that's the only movie that ever did that to me. So that's what made me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it sounds like the Creature Shop had a hand in that one too.
Probably. It's always the creature shop. Maybe it was a leftover puppet from Dark Crystal, the toilet
Oh my
puppet.
god, it's so
was a
much
third-
worse
it was
than
a
we're
fourth race.
describing.
Uh,
It is so much worse than we're describing. Hold on.
oh, she's got it. She's got it.
Find it.
Yes. How do I do this?
Can you
Share
share
screen.
screen?
Is
Okay,
it
I got it.
present?
What?
Hold
How?
on.
Do I have to give you permission? How do I do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh
Got
my
it.
God.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Are you kidding me? Look at how scary that thing
Look at
is.
it!
Are you kidding me? That's horrific.
I like that it
So-
has fangs.
To me, he's scarier than Jaws. Just
That is
personally-
horrific.
That is
personally.
scarier than Jaws. There's no doubt about
I'm
that.
gonna bite off your tushy. Better give
Look
me that PP. Look, it has the quote next to it. It says, "Give me that PP, or I'll bite your tushy off."
Yes.
Oh my god!
It has doll's eyes.
Oh my god. All right.
Like a doll's eye.
Isn't that scary?
Yep, that is.
Okay, I
yeah,
found a
that's-
gift that's really scary. Oh my goodness.
I'm scared. So that scared me. But Vince, did it scare you out of the water? Did Jaws scare you out of the water?
No. I live right next to Lake Ontario, so it's a freshwater lake. We got bull
So Lake
shark.
Placid got you.
Ooh.
You know what? Never saw Lake Placid. Is that a good
Oh
one?
my god, it's so
What's-
good. It's Jaws.
what's the
It's
feature?
it's crocodile Jaws.
We don't
it's
have
just
crocodiles.
alligator.
Styles here.
It's just
This is
Jaws.
Canada.
It's just Jaws. But, well, whatever.
Is there a movie about like a killer muskie that's biting people's toes off?
There has to be a
Is-
Killer Moose movie.
That would have scared me out of Lake Ontario, but that's
Have
about
you
it.
seen Zombievers, Vince?
Zombie verse? No.
Zombievers, like zombie beavers.
Oh,
Zombie-
Oh,
I
It's
haven't
terrible.
had the pleasure.
It's terrible.
Zombers.
We should do a B movie. We should do a B movie week, like a B horror movie week for
fun.
Halloween, and we should watch Zombievers. That would change people's lives in a negative way.
Oh,
It's
hell
not good.
yeah.
I'll add to the list. But yeah, no, I think I had the same experience. I also grew up with lakes.
Oh
and
my god, guys.
caves, so no
Oh my
shark.
god.
Well, what?
I'm gonna scare you out of the Canadian water because in
Please do.
2024 on IMDb, Moose Jaws.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh my,
Moose
that's
Jaws.
Beautiful.
leaping hilarious. Does it take place in Moose Jaw? Because that would be even better.
It says Kevin Smith is attached to it.
Oh.
That's amazing.
What is that about? Don't. That's why you didn't get my Mallrats reference. Oh no.
Oh, Moose. Jaw.
Mallrats is actually quite funny.
Mallrats is great.
I believe it.
Red State was great. You guys see Red State?
Never.
Oh, that's my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
I don't know that I've ever seen a
What is that
Kevin
one?
Smith
Oh,
movie.
it's very good. It's about, I guess it's the FBI versus the Westboro Baptist Church.
That's what?
Wow.
It is wild. Lots of guns. It's a total shoot 'em up.
Oh, he is in it. He's like, okay, wow, okay.
Okay.
Learning new things every day.
Okay.
Huh.
Huh. Huh. Yeah. So yeah, sharks. Oh, Alex knows. Red Wall is great. There we
That's not the same.
That's
Red
not-
Wall.
Isn't that like an unrated trailer? That's what I think of when I hear Red Wall.
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
No, Red Wall. It was with the animals and their it's medieval times and
No, that's Over the Hedge.
no. You had Matthias and there was a sword and Red Wall. It was a thing. It was on Teletoon, Matt.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure it would have been on the Cartoon Network too, to our American friends here.
Oh,
But
he's,
Red
he's
Wall, what
talking
was it?
about. He's talking about. Here we go. Is it this little mouse thing?
yeah. It was kind of like Watership
adorable.
Down, but for kids.
Isn't Watership Down for kids? I thought it was about bunnies.
Well, Watership Down is like it's like it should be. It's more hectic than PG-13, if you ask me. It's about bunnies killing each other in gruesome ways and like like gang wars. Yeah,
Huh. Ivanhoe.
Ivanhoe.
That's the
Red
only
Wall's better than
episode
Ivanhoe.
that I wasn't interested in was Ivanhoe. Yeah.
Hmm.
Do Ivanhoe. But yeah. Oh, what I wanted to say in response to Jeanette's question was, since I didn't see this movie, I was never scared of sharks to go into the water, but I have a distinct memory of being at a hotel in Niagara Falls, New York as a child, and in their pool they had like a mural of sea creatures on the painted on the wall, and there was a shark there, and it planted this like irrational fear in my mind that stayed with me far too late in life, that there was always going to be a shark in the deep end of a pool. So I wasn't scared of oceans. Yeah, I was scared of pools.
I was scared of deep end pool. Like I think
There was that
same,
one
but I was scared of
episode-
alligators. Yeah.
There was that
No,
one
but I feel
episode
you.
of Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark that
With the
scared
pool ghost?
Yes, scared
You're
me
Afraid
away from pools. I wouldn't go into a pool after that.
Are You Afraid of the Dark is so much better than Goosebumps.
That
Yeah,
show
that's
was
where-
so
that's-
scary, you guys.
That's
Oh.
where Ryan
So
Gosling
traumatizing.
got his start.
That's where a bunch of them.
Well, Mickey Mouse Club
Yeah.
too, but yeah.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried was on the show.
That episode is also terrifying.
Yeah,
All right,
rest in
Keenan.
peace.
Love Gilbert.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, indeed.
Speaking of look who's talking.
Is he in
that
that?
too. Yes.
He's not. No, he's not the baby though. Is he a human?
No,
Like,
he's the kids like daycare exercise guy. He's working with the kids.
oh,
It's
that's
hilarious. I love those movies if you can.
that's. Need to revisit. Okay, back to Jaws.
Yeah,
Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah, sharks and all that fun stuff. So, how do I want to phrase this? Which character do you think is the most interesting, and or do you relate to the most? Like, of those three guys, who do you think best expresses how you would react to a shark in the water? I feel like we
Chief
asked the
Brody.
same question, for Mars Attacks. It was like, how would you react to aliens? But you're Chief Brody, Sam?
Yeah. Just riddled with anxiety, but I got to do it. Like absolute panic time, but I guess I have to do it for the good of my community. Yeah.
Nice. I feel a kinship to Matt because he's also named Matt.
There you go.
Like, yeah, just let me apply all of my knowledge that I have from books and Wikipedia about
Mhm.
sharks and also bite radius. I think one of my favorite moments with him is where he's like, it probably is the shark. Like, it's probably the shark, but at the same time, the bite radius is different, so it can't be the shark. But like, it's probably the shark. He's going so far out of his way to be super agreeable while he
Yeah.
knows, like, it's not the shark. Like, it's
Okay,
probably the shark.
Can we respect that scene has some of like the best quotes in the entire movie in it? I don't want to stand here and watch you do a half-assed autopsy on a fish and see a little Kipner kid spill out on the dock. And then it's a tiger shark. Oh, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, that scene has two of the most iconic line reads of all time.
Oh, so quotable. Vince,
So
Jeanette,
cool.
who are you? Which of the
I
trio?
think I would I don't know if I would be a Hooper, but he's my favorite if I had to pick one out of this little gang. Yeah, and just I also on that note think that Richard Dreyfuss's acting in this film is not that anybody else is bad, but he's just remarkably good in this.
Agreed. Vince?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I relate to Roy Scheider's character, the everyman, Chief Brody. I think he's designed so that, the audience member relates to him. And he does that very effectively. This guy who's afraid of water, but he's got to do what he's got to do. I'm sorry I was talking shit earlier. He really does care, and he always has cared. I was just talking shit. But, like, I'm sorry I said shit, Matt.
But oh, that's okay. We've made it this far without like a demonetizing word, and I don't think that's a demonetizing word.
I agree. This is YouTube, not TikTok. We can get away with it.
Amen.
But
No Titus episode, I'll say that.
But oh my god, I just love Quint so much. The Robert Shaw. He the best thing they could have done to this movie is throwing in this crazy Captain Ahab character, and he does it so well. Whether or not it was just being drunk on set and it worked by the grace of God, but I don't know. I think he's a wonderful character and adds so much. Richard Dreyfuss wonderful too.
Richard
I think
Dreyfuss,
I like his funny faces that he made.
Yes.
Behind Quint's back.
those two really didn't like each other, so that chemistry
Yeah.
was not forced. That was real life. Those two hated each other. So.
Yeah, I understand. Robert Shaw was constantly making anti-Semitic comments.
I'm sorry, what? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they
they
covered-
say one in the movie.
Oh yeah.
You have city hands. You've been counting money
Right.
your whole life.
Oof.
Oh, I didn't even
Oof.
think that was that. I just thought it was literally because he was like a rich person.
I don't know. When I heard it, I was like, oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Wow.
I thought I was like, whoa. Okay.
Oh
dude.
my God. Wait, I say that to my husband all the time. Oh my God. What?
I
I didn't
It
know.
could be
Was
my
that?
cynical brain. It's also my 2024 brain, probably.
Oh my God. I'm crying.
No, you're okay. You're not Robert
Am I
Shaw.
canceled live on the air? Oh my God.
No,
In
you're
real
not.
time.
No, no,
Only
no.
You're not a
here.
drunk old guy.
Sam, if Alex hasn't been canceled yet from these shows, you're not going to be
I
canceled.
was gonna, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be
I'm
canceled.
sorry. I just thought it was like, oh, like Prissy Rich Kid. I didn't think about it in any other context.
Speaking of Alex, he would like us to talk about the iconic Jaws interval, to which I said, this movie does not have an intermission, to which he said, Burt face, a particular distance between two musical notes. So
Dun, dun.
Alex wants us to talk about the music, the score.
Let's go. Let's go.
How do we feel? I like, do we like it? Is it effective? I think the two note thing is great. The do 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 do. But again, where it loses me, the score is the Yellow Barrel music, the Swiss Family Robinson music, where it's like do,
It's the whimsical music between the intense scenes. I'm like, can we stay in a form of intensity? Just some intensity.
I think what y'all are complaining about also solidifies this movie as not a horror movie. The use of the cheerful music at times where a horror movie might not use that cheerful music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, although I feel like I watched a classic horror movie recently that had something similar, like it was a lot more upbeat, or it had its moments of levity that felt totally out of place. It was probably like one of those Universal monster movies where I thought, why is it so chipper right now?
Yeah, they did that. They did that really well, though, with the very uplifting scores between things. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the Jaws score, it's classic. The two notes. It's great.
And I mean, I know John Williams was doing things before this, but I mean, honestly, how many movies had he done before this? Not terribly many.
Not a ton, right?
I'm about to look at it right now, but like, I feel like that might be one of the things where we can see him learning, is that we don't notice weird things. Like that doesn't happen in Jurassic Park. You know, the tone stays very perfect and consistent for what it needs to be.
Yeah. I think Jurassic Park, part of the reason that works, especially musically, is that it starts off really optimistic and uplifting, and then that's when they start layering in the scary. Like it starts off so beautiful, like the score with the do 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 do. It's a dinosaur. Look,
let's just say this man just retired, and he has 175 credits under composer.
That's it.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's a lot. I've been scrolling for a while.
Just gotta pump up those numbers.
Yeah, those are rookie numbers.
Exactly.
TV series. I mean, he was doing TV series in the 60s, which is I didn't know he did that. I didn't know that's where he started.
What TV shows? Like I Dream of Jeannie?
Like literally everything? Oh, he did Valley of the Dolls, dude.
The what?
He was the composer for Valley of the Dolls, but it says uncredited.
Wow. They also had doll's eyes.
They did, like a doll's eye. He did Poseidon Adventure. That was the one I knew of as his first one, but he has things on here before that. But that's what I remember reading was his first one, was Poseidon Adventure.
Oh, Poseidon, that movie.
Which is only 3 years before this.
That was peak Gene Hackman.
That I just keep thinking of Shelley Winters swimming when I think Poseidon Adventure. Yeah. No, it's
peak Ernest Borgnine.
Here's me.
Oh God.
Is that Grandpa Joe from
No. The Ernest Borgnine, he kind of looks like Paulie from Rocky a little bit.
Paulie from Rocky. Oh, Rocky. I thought you meant Rocky Horror. I haven't seen Rocky. Rocky. I need to. I know. You shouldn't.
We should do a Rocky 2 months.
I saw Rocky the musical on Broadway, so I know what's up. Yeah.
Really?
From the musical.
How many?
I'm shocked.
Hang on. What's involved in Rocky the musical? How many movies does that cover?
What, Rocky?
Rocky the musical.
Just the first one.
You could get through at least the first 3 with a musical, I think.
Really? No, it has to end with him losing the fight and kissing Adrian in the red dress or something. That's what happened in the show.
Adrian.
No,
Yeah.
that's a first intermission break, is what that is.
Actually,
I would have done it completely differently.
Rocky the musical was crazy because for the last half hour they had the boxing ring come out into the audience. So like the first 10 rows of audience members had to vacate their seats and go onto the stage to become like the on-stage audience. And I was in the first row that didn't go on the stage. So basically I watched as stagehands essentially like folded down rows of seats in front of me and like built a boxing ring. It was insane.
Wow.
It was so cool.
Wow.
Oh, Alex is saying Adrian. There we go. Thank you. But also, horror also often combines fun with death. You're not wrong, but I don't think this movie like layers in the fun effectively. Just the music.
I would never think of this as like, wow, what a playful romp. Like, no, like the stakes are too high. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and that's it. Yes, it makes it feel like a playful romp. It's like, look, he's playing catch with the yellow barrels. What a good little sea doggy he is. Awesome. Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, like I do think it was meant. I think the intent was more like triumph, like to make us feel like a hopeful, but like it is a little ineffective because it takes you out of like the tension of is it going to knock over the boat? Is it going to attack them? What's going to happen next? You know what I mean? So
agreed. Yeah, and kind of to that point, thinking back on the movie, the part that I almost found the scariest was when the boat started to sink. But this just goes to me being really scared. Yes. Yeah. And it wasn't like degraded at all by the fact that we had that music 20 minutes prior. But still, I feel there's such ample opportunity to have tension in like broad daylight in the middle of the water just by the merit of the circumstances. And then when you layer that in, just the aesthetics of it, of like, look at the nice clear blue sky, look at the nice calm water. Yeah, there's a shark, but listen to the fun music. Let's go.
But I think you could even apply that same like line of thinking to like when they're singing like the drinking song and then the shark starts attacking the boat. Right. Do you know what I mean? Because that's like, but I like that scene because like it's so at first it starts so heavy, right? Like they're talking about the Indianapolis, and then they're like, here's a swimming with bow-legged women and like showing off their scars and whatever, you know. And then they have that, you know, they're all singing, and then it's like, bam, now we're back to being serious. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice reprieve, but yes, it still does kind of like the takes away from a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I think that scene's great. I think that balances everything really. But yeah. Jaws. Is there anything else I wanted to discuss with this movie? Anything else anyone else wants to discuss with Jaws?
Yeah. This awful plan they had. Like, we're just gonna send 3 guys into the ocean. You know, we're going to give one of them $10,000, but look, there's no guarantee that this guy, like, sure, he's the best in town, but they couldn't have done some networking, do some outsourcing. You know, look along the coast. Where is this? Is this Martha's Vineyard?
Isn't it?
Sorry?
Isn't that what Richard Dreyfuss is the like?
Yeah, I was going to say that was their plan A, was getting Richard Dreyfuss there, was looking for outsourcing, and they did.
Oh, and then he shows up, and they're like, oh, there's no way.
He can find the shark, but he can't catch the shark or kill the shark.
He's from the Oceanographic Institute. He's supposed to help tell him like what kind of shark, and like I think he's supposed to like teach them about sharks. Because
I'm talking about we get a real shark hunter and not this crazy boat owner, like the closest guy who's willing to take us out here. Like, and we need more guns. We need more explosives.
I think what we really needed was
the shark.
We needed Quint and because you could see how many sharks he's killed. Killed a lot of sharks.
Sure.
I agree with you that maybe once the mayor was like, do whatever you need to do, that maybe he could have found them a better vessel. Yes. That's where I think this fell through, was you could look at that boat and go, not a great boat. And like, maybe we need to get a different boat and put this guy on the boat with more tools, like you're saying, more tools, one of those, better weapons.
Yeah, with one of those guns on the railing that you can maneuver.
Yeah, like a harpoon that you do this. Yeah.
Yes, it was just a little Mickey Mouse, and I feel like they.
No, we don't use that term.
Use the term derogatorily, okay?
We don't use Mickey Mouse like that here.
You don't say something's Bugs Bunny, do you? No. So.
And I feel like
now on, I will say Bugs Bunny.
It's a Bugs Bunny operation.
That went into Mickey
also,
Mouse.
a Mickey Mouse operation, by definition, is quite frankly very successful. So,
Global
like, it's
success.
global success, phenomenal.
Loved by everybody.
I'd like
Hold
Seemingly
on.
simple with a lot of complexity.
I
behind
do
it.
not worship golden idols. I promise.
Okay, I'm gonna have my apology written up, and
Justice for Oswald. There we go. Yeah, Vince, you picked the wrong crowd to use that term with. That's it.
you're right. You're right. Mickey
That's
Mouse
hate
is
talk.
the guy I want to kill a shark. That would be the movie.
South Park's
Right there.
Mickey Mouse would do it.
Steamboat Willie. They should have got Steamboat Willie out there
He'd be
instead
on the
of
case.
Robert Shaw.
Oh my God, can we get that animation? Do we have viewers? Anybody watching this later, if you're an animator, and that's in the public domain now, you can make a cartoon where Steamboat Willie is in Jaws. So you should do that.
It would be such a good like Mickey, Donald, and Goofy though, replacing those three guys. So
Oh.
good.
I would buy a print of that.
Yeah, me too.
My God.
Who would,
If
okay,
there's
who would these ones
anybody in
be?
here?
Like Mickey is Brody is Chief Brody.
Mickey has to be Brody because he's
He
the
has to be
chief.
Brody.
Goofy's
Oh wait,
obviously Quint
Donald is Quint.
Hooper.
Oh,
Yeah,
a
no,
million percent.
wait.
You think so? No.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you
Yes,
don't
he's
know
an
what
old-
he's saying.
He's a
Yeah, I guess so.
grumpy
He's also a
man.
little clumsy-ish. So
Yeah.
like Goofy would be better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that this Dreamcast. We're having a Dreamcast at the end of
we
this.
do. Great. It's so good. I guess kind of related to this, does anyone else feel like the shark was the victim?
Oh yeah.
That's his bone.
When I was a kid, I couldn't bear to watch the end of it was like watching it get hurt and still live, and yeah, I couldn't take. Now it looks so fake. I'm like, it's okay, but as a kid, it was tormented.
Yeah, like there was a point when I was rewatching last night. Well, I say rewatching. When I was watching for only the second time in my life last night, when they were just in the middle of the ocean, like 3/4 of the way through the movie, and I thought, it feels now like this is just personal. Like they've gotten the shark far enough away from the beach. Like they could just like maybe there's an argument that'll come back, but I feel like there is some Ahabness here where they just really have a vendetta against this shark. They just really want to kill the shark. Like just let it live, let it be.
Yeah.
Justice for Bruce. Justice for Bruce. Yeah.
Justice for sharks.
Justice for Shark. I also liked how they described it as a perfect evolutionary like machine or something. It felt very similar to Alien when they're describing the creature in Alien.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All it does is eat and swim and make little aliens.
Yep.
There it is. Yep. All right. Who's ready for the game?
Game
A
time.
game. I love games.
Okay. So for tonight's game, hold on, I have to pull up the. Oh, I forgot to write a bonus question. Well, that'll be fun. I'll come up with it on the spot again, as per usual. All right. So for tonight's game, the theme is Guess the Shark. So let me make my scorecard.
Wait, we need a pen and pencil for this. Or a
Actually,
pencil and
no,
paper.
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Don't?
Um,
Okay.
Do you? No, it'll be more fun if you don't. It'll be more fun if you don't. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it'll be more fun if you don't have a pen and pencil. Points
Okay.
will be as easy to get, but it's fine. So we are going to play Shark Charades, Shark Raids. So one at a time, I will give one of you a type of shark. The other two will divert their eyes away. Feel free to do the Alex since he's not here to cover your eyes. You can go full Pan's Labyrinth. And I will like put a type of shark on screen, and then you have to charade until one of your fellow players guesses the type of shark that you are charading. So for like Hammerhead is not one of them because that would have been too easy, but obviously you could have been like, there you go.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And so the first person to blurt out what you think the shark is, you will get the point. There we are. This is how it will go. And then let's say to make sure that the charaders have a fair chance of getting some points as well, if it is guessed within like 30 seconds,
30?
you a point
A
as
long
well.
time.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
15.
maybe 5 or 10.
Maybe 10. Okay, let's do 10. Let's
30
do
is a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
I'd say if nobody guesses it in 30 seconds, you don't get a point. Like you lose a point. No. It's a long time.
Let's do that. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's going to be some tough shark names, I bet.
Yep.
I feel like yes.
Yep. All right. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to preload them. So hold on. There we are.
I thought you were
So-
just going to show us a picture of a shark and we all
No,
like
no.
your marine biology class.
All right. So Jeanette will be first. Everyone look away if you're not Jeanette. Jeanette, this is the shark you will be shark rating. We may now look. Your time starts now.
Bull shark.
Tiger shark.
How to-
A goblin shark.
Rump shark. Oh
Yes.
God.
Goblin shark. That is correct. Vince, you get a point.
That was very good. I liked your hobble impression.
Yeah, I was like, how do I
Boggle.
look like a...
Yes.
Can we talk or it's like silent charades?
Silent charading.
Got it.
Silent charading. All right. It's Vince's turn. Look away if you're not Vince.
Oh,
We may look
man.
now. Your time starts now.
A confused shark. Down.
Mako.
A burrow shark. Cave shark. Ground shark.
Sand shark.
Stripes. Tiger shark. Tally shark. Line shark. Card shark. Dash shark. Strike shark.
Line shark.
Line dash. Tally. Street shark. No.
Spear shark.
Swipe. Swiper shark. Slasher shark.
Oh!
Thrasher. Thrasher shark. Thrasher.
Sawfish isn't a shark. What's
You have 10
there's
seconds.
no sharks with things on their noses.
Burrow shark.
Monster shark.
Godzilla shark. King Kong shark.
And
Drowning shark.
that's time. I've decided you have a 1 minute limit.
It's
Vince, would you
a
like to tell them?
it's a zebra shark. I was trying to do stripes.
Oh!
And
No.
how do I do a zebra? I don't know. I was doing the horse neighing. It's
I thought
That's
Sam was-
Nothing.
I know. I love this. All right.
This looks like a very tired Lady Gaga.
Yes. Romance for last bad romance.
oh no.
Sam is up. Look away if you're not Sam. We may look now. Begin.
Cat shark?
Yes!
Shark?
Cat
Oh.
shark.
Oh, I didn't know there was a cat shark.
Neither did
Me
I, but
neither.
it's my favorite.
Giving me zebra.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, that was easy.
They get harder. Okay, Jeanette's up. Look away if you're not Jeanette. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Okay.
We may look now. Time starts now.
A whale shark, a horse shark, a cow shark.
Big mouth shark.
Yeah, he
Cow
said it.
shark?
Cow
Yeah.
shark.
Vince got it.
Ah,
Cow shark. Again, I didn't know it was a shark, but it is. All right. Vince, you're up. Look away if you're not Vince.
Sharks must hate that they're just named after other
I
animals.
know, right? We may
okay.
look now
Okay.
and begin.
Saw shark.
Yeah.
Sawnose shark.
It was saw. We were looking
Oh.
for saw shark.
I thought there were only
Excellent.
sawfish. I didn't know there was a saw shark.
No, there's a saw shark. There's a saw shark. All right.
Dang, I'm bad at this, guys. This is no good.
Now you're gonna get this one. Well, like you're gonna
I-
get them to get it. I believe in you. Here we go. All right. Time starts now.
Oh.
Pulse shark.
A wading
Time
shark.
shark.
A bored shark. A staunch
Pulse?
shark.
Beach shark. Pressure shark. Pressure. Pulse shark.
A smoking shark.
Doctor shark.
Shark
Medicine
doctor.
Nurse shark.
Yes, nurse shark.
Oh.
That's one of the common ones.
Guys, I'm
That's
so
one, too. I
sorry.
forgot that.
I was struggling.
No, that was good.
It was good. All right, Jeanette, you're up. Look away for not good. Good luck with this one, Jeanette.
Oh God. Oh, okay. All right.
We may look now. Begin.
Triangle, pyramid,
A
point,
house
triangle,
shark.
house note, house, home shark, home ground,
Basement.
Tavern. Home base shark. Plate shark. Anemone. Ground shark.
Dirt shark.
And sand shark.
Foundation shark.
Seaweed shark. Dead. Vacuum. Vacuum shark.
A
Vacuum
sucker
cleaner
shark.
A shark vacuum.
A under
Ground?
walking.
A
walking
walking-
shark.
A vacuum ground shark. Vacuum under
Yes, yes.
under shark, bottom shark, vacuum bottom feeder shark.
5 seconds.
Under basement.
Under-
Whoa!
Oh, sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
What just happened? What did I miss? I was looking at the time.
I'm not gonna do it again.
What'd you do?
A tongue shark. A liquor. A bottom. I don't know.
Bottom feeder.
Bottom
Bottom
liquor.
liquor. Vacuum eater shark.
Sweater. What?
Vacuum bottom feeder. Bottom.
The time is up. I'm just entertained now.
Yeah, Matt gets where I'm trying to go with this.
Would you like to tell them?
Yes. What
Carpet
the heck?
shark.
What?
Carpet.
Carpet shark.
Oh my god.
You look. You did the best you could.
Turtles.
I don't know. You did
I'm
better
about
than
to
I
pick my
would.
thing up
I
and
would
just,
not
like,
have known
turn-
what to do. Ooh, actually, I know what I would have. Dr. Shark.
That is the
Oh, eating carpet. That's
Well, I said another word, Matt, and I'm so sorry about it.
that was
It's
kind
right
of
out.
genius.
I'm so
Ah.
that is.
That's on me. That's bad.
I'm so sorry, Matt. We apologize. This turned into an R-rated show so quickly.
It's okay. It's man. Sam, you weren't here for the Titus show.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
what was the other one that I had to take off? Oh,
There was another one.
Was it Titus? You had to take Titus. down.
Titus is hidden, and
Yeah.
Dracula was privatized.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Every once in a while, crazy stuff happens. All right, next. I think it's Vince.
I
Yeah, look away if
suppose.
you're not Vince. Look away if you're not Vince.
Oh,
We may look now and begin.
Grouper shark.
Jaws.
Jaw shark. Teeth shark. Mouth shark. Up. T plus. Up plus. T cross. Cross juggle. Cross jaw shark.
Cum
Up.
shark.
Up.
is this a real shark?
Yeah, it's a real shark.
Okay.
Mako? No, I keep guessing Mako because that'd be a really hard one.
Ponytail.
Sounds like-
Headphone. Sounds like. Okay. Point.
Sounds like point.
Point up.
Sounds
Up,
like up.
Point.
No.
Sky. Surface.
Molar
Point.
shark.
Tooth.
Canine
Tooth.
shark.
4 seconds.
Mouth.
Denture
And that's
shark.
Mouth.
Vince, would you like to tell us what your shark was?
No.
It's the mega mouth shark.
Oh, the megalodon.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like mega plus, I don't know.
That's okay. That's
Oh.
hard.
Greek. It's all Greek to me.
There sadly is no Greek shark. All right. Sam, look away for not
Okay.
Sam.
I'm sure there's a Greek shark.
Got
Okay.
it.
Okay. And your time begins now.
Angel shark.
Yes!
Good one.
Thank you.
Man, you're so good at this game now. There we go.
I'm good at the acting it out part. I'm not good at the guessing it.
All right. This is our final in the round. Granted, yeah. Actually, maybe I'll find 2 more sharks so that we can do it full even. But
Okay.
whatever. Jeanette's next. Here we go. Look away if you're not Jeanette. Vince, look away.
Sorry, I zoned out.
Oh,
Vince, you're literally already winning, so please.
You can look now, and your time starts now.
Pucker shark, sour shark, lime shark, round, cut, lime wedge shark, Lime wedge, orange wedge shark.
A round-faced shark.
Round mouth shark. Straw shark.
Wick.
Sucker shark.
Circle.
Straw. Suck.
Pucker. A pucker shark.
Pinch. Pucker. Suck.
A
One of you is
suck.
so close.
Sucker shark.
A blow
Straw sucker
shark.
Straw suck. Round.
Round mouth. Straw
Roundhouse
shark.
sucker shark.
A roundhouse kick.
10 seconds.
Round. Do it one more time. Do it one more time. I feel like I'll get it.
Sour. A sour.
Round. Oh, tequila shark.
Lime
Shut-
shark.
You said limes. You said oranges, but you did not say lemons.
Lemon
Lemon
shark.
shark.
Lemon shark. Looking for lemon shark.
That's a real thing.
Apparently.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
they're pretty plentiful.
All right, Vince, you're up. Here we go. Look away if you're not Vince. This is an easy one. There we go. And your time starts now.
Lighter shark. Blue shark.
Eating. Yes.
Light blue shark.
Yes, it's blue shark.
That's cheating.
Yes, you pointed to a color.
Wait, what?
I pointed to my color.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeanette established that we can use props.
I am glad we can use props.
Yellow.
Okay.
Give me the point, damn it. How dare
Oh,
you?
yeah. No. You get the point. I was just questioning if Vince got the point. Sam
Yeah,
got-
that's okay.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Let me
All
find the final shark. That will be for Sam. Let me see.
Okay.
What kind of shark do I want to give you? What kind of shark do I want to give
So many.
you? Ooh, this one's cute. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Look away if you're not Sam. Boom. We may look
Okay.
now. Begin. I feel like this flop rule is getting.
Star shark.
Star shark. Cookie cutter shark.
Yes, cookie cutter shark.
I
Oh my
watched
God.
Octonauts with my child when she
You're
was
so
a
lucky I'm in
baby.
my kitchen, guys.
Oh my god! I knew watching Octonauts would pay off.
What is that?
Octonauts is a Disney Junior show all about about sea life, and I learned about so many sea creatures that I didn't know existed, like the cookie cutter shark.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Incredible work.
All right. These are your current point standings. Vince, you have 4. Sam, you have 5. Jeanette, you have 7. How many points do we want to wager?
All
Each of
in.
them. All in? Okay.
I'm going to do 3.
Vince's going to do 3. Okay.
I'll also do 3.
For this one, I will ask that you write down your answer, and then we'll all share all at once.
Vince was like, "You distinctly told me I didn't need a pen and paper."
It's
Oh,
true.
you're
But the rules
killing me.
change. Vince, the rules change. Okay. Your question is this. The category is ancient biology. What is the name of the prehistoric giant shark?
Oh.
What is the name of the prehistoric giant shark? The one that could eat a great white in a single bound. We'll start with Vince.
I got the Megalodon.
Okay. Sam?
Same.
All right. Jeanette? Yes, of course. It's the Meg. It's the Megalodon. We also would have accepted Meg or Megan. But yeah. Imagine Megan, the Megalodon. I'd watch that show. Anyway, Jeanette
Megan
won.
the shark.
Megan the
Yay.
shark. No, Megan the Meg.
Yay. Good job, Jeanette.
Good job, Jeanette. Woot. All right.
Charades.
Well, hopefully we all learned a little bit about sharks that apparently exist that are not great whites. I think out of all of those, maybe the cookie cutter is my favorite. It's really thin.
It
though.
is very cute, and it can eat like metal and stuff. It like takes holes out of ships and stuff.
Really okay.
It's
that
really
might be-
strong.
The hammerhead kind of scares me.
It's
Like
very-
why? Why are its eyes there? Like why? Why? Not a fan. Whale
I
shark.
will-
I'm like
I
Whale
will say
sharks
that-
are terrifying in size.
Which ones?
Whale sharks,
Oh
their
yeah.
size.
Oh well, yeah, but it might as well just be a whale.
I will testify on record that Galapagos sharks are very nice and do not give a single care about human beings, because those are the ones I swam with, and they literally they would get this close
Mhm.
and then they would just go away. They do
Is
not
it?
care
Are
about
they
it.
in the Galapagos? Were you in the Galapagos? Or
No,
do
I
they
was in
live
Hawaii, but that's what they're called. They're just called Galapagos sharks.
Oh.
But they literally do not care
I'm
about
looking them
people.
up. They're so cute. They're like sea puppies.
Oh my gosh, they were. I wanted to touch so bad. I wanted to, but I did not want to lose a hand, just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, when people talk about swimming with sharks, I always assume they're great whites, even though logically that probably would never happen. I would hope. But you never know. Cages.
You never know.
Cages, right? Cages.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, that said, hooray, Jaws. Any closing thoughts on Jaws?
Just that it deserves to be a classic. I think it's got its rightful place in history.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie for a reason. I will always have a very special place in my heart for this movie. It is a classic. I hate that Universal took it out of their parks. Yeah, justice for Bruce.
Justice for Bruce.
Yeah, Jaws. It's a great movie. You know, the benchmark, as they said in Mallrats. And hey, you know, if you like Roy Scheider in a nautical setting, y'all should watch Sequest DSV. It's
Okay.
like
Is that related to oh no, I'm thinking of Sea Base Alpha. Never mind.
no, it was a TV show in the early 2000s, and it's basically Star Trek in a submarine,
Nice.
and Roy Scheider is the captain.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it lasted 3 seasons, and it fell
Okay.
apart.
As the best shows are wont to do.
It had Jonathan Brandis, the late great Jonathan.
Oh, it is
Brandis
the show
in it.
I'm thinking of. No,
Okay, all right, all
that's
right.
from the early 90s, I think.
Early 90s.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I got it on DVD in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, I watched that when it was originally on. Yeah.
Oh, hell
Huge
yeah.
Jonathan Brandis fan.
I have no idea what this show is, but you've sparked my interest. All my favorite
I
shows.
remember that show.
three
Oh
seasons.
my god, I should rewatch it. I haven't.
There
thought
was a
about it in
talking
ages.
dolphin on the show.
Yes, there
Wow.
was. It was
Yeah.
amazing. That show
Matt-
really was really good.
Wolves.
Oh, Matt, it's right up your alley. It was just ahead of its time.
You know
I
what, Matt?
believe
It
that.
looked like Sea Base Alpha at Living Seas. Like it looked just like that.
I only have
Nice.
vague memories. I only went on that maybe once. And now it's
I remember.
Nemo. Now it's Nemo. Ugh.
Sea
Yeah.
life.
See live. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Good sharks. Good chat. Love Jaws. Good way to kick off the summer movie marathon. Next week, well, stay tuned on the channel. There's discussions to be had as to what we're watching next week, but
Oh,
it'll be a
really?
summer movie. Yeah. We'll talk to you in a second, Vince.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Really, really.
Something's gonna happen. There'll be a movie. It'll be summery. It'll be great. But until then, it's that time. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. We'll start with Vince.
Oh, hey, everyone. My
Hey,
name's Vince. I run a channel called Vinny Ridge Media, where I run a little show called Only Time Will Tell. You know, we're always investigating weird mysteries and strange occurrences, mostly in the Great Lakes area, but sometimes on an international scale. My most recent video, I investigate the true parentage of some of Canada's political leaders. And I ruffle a few feathers here and there, but it's all good fun. So hey, follow me. Only Time Will Tell on YouTube, TikTok, Rumble. I'm on Rumble now. Let's see how long that holds up for. See you around.
Hi, I'm Sam. You can follow me on Instagram at Disney_Sam728. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Dish Upon a Star. I was making Disney-inspired foods and foods from the parks. Haven't posted on there in a while, but if you want to catch up, look at some good, yummy recipes, you can check that out on YouTube at Dish Upon a Star. Thank you.
Woo! Thanks, Sam.
Hey there. So I'm Jeanette. You know, you can find me here. And you're going to see me here for the rest of summer movies for sure. And you can find me on We Like Theme Parks. Every Thursday, we have a new episode, and you can find me at TinkerJ787 on Instagram and catch up with me with whatever I'm doing. I think coming up soon, it's going to be like another beach trip, and then it's going to be Renaissance Festival season. Yay.
Yeah. Woot Renaissance. Thanks, Jeanette. And if you're watching, this is my channel. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of the Summer Movie Marathon. Again, join us next week, same time, same channel. Movie still kind of up for discussion. Like, it's going to be one of 2, but you'll be surprised. So join us then. Until then, keep an eye on the channel, because eventually the video I've been writing for almost 2 months now will get made. But until then, my name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Tea Cup for One. How do you end this?